All right. I got an idea. All right. So, life, the felt presence of experience, paramount, primary. Then you get caught up in the oscillation of the action and the actor, and you get pulled into the dynamics of epigenetics. So if you have found your promised land physically, you've cut out a lot of the noise. Now your epigenetics are more authentic because they reflect nature. You can find your connection to what that is. When you're in the epigenetics of your families, your friends, your cultures, your communities, your societies, your businesses, your groups, your all these other things, expectations, then your nature is a reflection of what is attempting to be authentic in search of ideal, because it came from a source that was pure and it's reaching for something that is pure. This is the progeny of the creation of life, externalized in the automatic. Automatic being when you are unaware, essentially. That might come from wherever you're at. It's just part of your early imprinting. And it sets the cast and sets us in motion, and then you have to, somehow you either have to fall, stop, or be able to steer out of the programming. So I guess I'm talking to people who are in that. And I would say if you're alive, then you're probably in that in some way. But you may have a handle on it. You may have your language, you may have your flow, and that's good. Continue that. For me, I've found flows and I've gotten out of them. Sometimes of my own volition, sometimes because it was just right place, right time. Right place, right time for change. All right, so awareness. A few years back, I went to New Mexico. Just drove around, looking at land and stuff. Went to Arizona, went all over that area. And when I was in New Mexico, I found this nice path. I parked, walked up it, found this like rocky thing, climbed up in it, sat there. In the distance, I could see this hawk soaring way up high. I see an airplane coming, a jetliner. In the background, much higher of course, but from my vantage point, the hawk flew above the plane. From my perception, the plane did not overfly the hawk. We think we're gods, we want to be because we feel godhood within us. We are all that is good, all that is evil. But when our hubris takes hold, when we fall into the automatic, we create jetliners and we create all these other things, and we create these things to lift us. But at the same time, they limit us to the mind, they limit us to ideal, materialism, atomism. They focus our perception to a laser-like awareness that cuts reality, it cuts nature, cuts our nature. So that's why change comes. But the hawk flew over the jetliner when I was watching. So that told me, it is the nature of man is the nature of everything else. But your perception is what is the truth. And the perception is an awareness that cannot be spoken. It's something that takes a long time before you digest it, generally speaking. It's the subtle nudge, it's the pull, it's the tug, it's the push, it's these little things within you that speak to you at the right place at the right time. So I'm watching this hawk circle way up. The sun is in the sky. Below the hawk is a bunch of crows circling. I can barely hear them. They're way out there in this little valley. They're just flying around. I get pulled into a trance just watching those crows. Then I notice a bee buzzing by me, I'm there in the early spring. Everything is blooming. Nature is alive. I can feel the energy of nature, of life. I'm in resonance. That's my epigenetics. The bees are buzzing. The flies are buzzing. So from the hawks to the gnats, perception is what we know. It's a bandwidth of awareness. Of course, there's more than just the soil and what we can see in the sky. It goes much further out, much deeper down. But only an individual can do that. What language do you have to reflect something no one else has ever felt, seen, heard? If there is anything holy, it's in the ineffable. And through pursuing what that is within yourself, you intimate the resonance of that spirit and you bring it into reality in the ways that we have expression in this world. And golden rule level stuff. Your reciprocity with reality follows you. But that awareness that words in the mind, words for feelings, is secondary to action, We have the words because at times we've done that. So falling into the resonance of your individuation, it brings me back to what Aquarius is. It is the unity of diversity, for only an individual can come into unity. A collective is one color trying to take over all the others. And this may be part of the process of the dissolution of psyche as energies shift, because we are very tiny in this, whatever this is. The smaller you are, the more subtle the energies are. The easier it is to pick things up. That's why when you are quiet, you hear things. First you hear them way out there, then you hear them way within. So there's all these little patterns and things in life which teach us all these cosmic truths that are very powerful and deep, but they have no value in this world. You have to create the world where that's valuable. And I feel the creation is not an end result, but it is the result of the process itself. And how do you release? How do you fall into Wu Wei? It's like who's to say? It's like the absolution of the fallen sage. The Tao that can be named is not the Tao. So how do you share that? You know, you just got to live your best. Whatever that is, I suppose. We all grow up in different places, learning different languages, different customs, different cultures, different myths. All these things were pulled into these energies, powerful forces. So how do you find your individual nature in all that? Well, if you keep stumbling forward, you will. That's all I know. All right. I guess that's all I kind of wanted to say. So, thanks for listening, watching, and being. And take care. There it is. No, damn it.